Hey King, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Um, Sorry that I'm kind of late getting this guide to you. I've been pretty busy. Like I said, I've kind of been polishing up on my coaching because it actually has been quite a while. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. I think hopefully you guys feel like you're already kind of starting to get a better glimpse into the workings of things and where you can look to improve. Yeah. So it looks like you're playing Pharah in this one. Um, Pharah on this map, I don't necessarily like. It's way too enclosed, especially since the first fight usually goes on. Oh, one sec. Let me get my cursor. Go help dad. There we go. Especially since the first fight usually goes on in White Room. At least at higher level competitive, it's 100% White Room, and you have literally no space to work in there. Usually, what if you see Pharahs, they'll fly in this way into this big area over here, by point, and then they'll kind of like shoot rockets in. That's not really very good, especially when you consider how much work like a hog could do in there, or like or a 76 or something like that. Um, or a Genji. These are all really good characters for that initial fight. Pharah is a really good pick on like the garden. Well, the boop one. I don't know what it's called. The one with like the spire. Not only because she's got the great boop on the bridge, which always seems to catch people off for some reason. Um, it's also just a really good map for her because she has all this open space and she can fly in and out of point relatively easily. So if you're desperate to play Pharah, I would say on that map. And instead here play like you're kind of hovering around a Genji pick. I would rather see a Genji pick, especially if you're running like a monkey with like a triple tank kind of setup. So the Pharah v Pharah fight is all about air shots. I mean, your team had already lost there, so it's not a big deal. There's not much you could have done there. If you're really looking for good Pharah players, I would say Stir. It's the way to go. I'd say Stir is definitely the way to go. This Reaper should die. Good. What you're doing, what happened there, the reason why you almost died there is because you're really not playing your corners. Pharah is so much about playing the corners and like kind of ducking in and out, especially when you don't have much mobility like you do in this one. You really need to play quite conservative, because you should have died here. All respective purposes, you should have died. And that's because you went so far out. You flew all the way out here in this area, like a pia, and you had no cover, and you had to run back to cover in order to survive, and you did just barely. So. You're also getting countered pretty hard here. D.Va counters Pharah really, really well. So, I don't know. They have Pharah, which is a good counter to Pharah. They have Zen, which is a good counter to Pharah, and D.Va. So I'd really consider a switch right now to a Genji or a 76, or if your team needs heals, I don't know, but you just, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't heal. Because that's not what you do for your team, that's fine. I don't know if I like this call. Your team was crumpling. You could kind of see that. Let me show you. And you kind of abandoned them a bit. It's like that Ana's low. That's good. Any chip damage is always good on Ana. Because I can get her to force out her nade. Team's kind of spread out and dying. But look, like, you're down a man right now. And your team is currently going in. You see this guy going in here. There's a guy over here who's about to go in, I think. Yep. And then there's your McCree. And they're all, like, kind of taking damage. And you're a man down. Basically what you do by going for this flank, and you take a long time because you don't use your shift, is you give them even more of a man advantage. You should have fought right there with your team. Fought and died with your team, likely, but still. It would have given them a better chance to survive.
Raptora systems online.
Justice.
We're being on the Widdick.
You better get out of the way. Justice reigns from above.
Oh, you're lucky you managed. Oh. That's weird. You died right before. Still, Pharah didn't make it happen there, and it's because you're getting countered. It wasn't necessarily a very good map. Like, the Reaper was able to kill you there. Reaper should, like, literally never be able to kill Pharah. Basically, under any circumstances. And it's just because you were close quarters, and Pharah doesn't really excel at close quarters. I think this map is much, much better. And please don't tell me you switch off. Oh, fuck my life. This is the perfect Pharah map, dude! Bruh! Dude! But what? It's also a good Hog map, but much better Pharah map. Especially since your Pharah seems to be good. Like, it's not a bad Pharah. A lot of what I see here is Hog's tunnel visioning, like that. Like that. So, Hogs, basically what you wanted there, and I can see your thought process, is you want to hook that Ana. And you want to drag her off the edge because it's fun and it's cool. But literally, any decent Ana is never going to miss that shot. That sleep on you, first off. And second off, you're never going to get that hook if they're paying attention. If the enemy team like knows that you're looking for that hook, and she does, because you're looking directly at her. Like, you're making a beeline for her. Or maybe you're flanking. Either way, like, this is just not the call. I don't know, maybe you're looking to frag this Ana? Still, and it's also really dangerous because you know that they have a Pharah. Like, you should have just gone in point and probably hooked D.Va there. I'm always fine with hooking a D.Va. Especially in the get-go. If you can manage to demech D.Va from the start, that gets your team a lot of damage. You're kind of feeding here. You're just staggering yourself. You're probably gonna die. Yeah. So, that wasn't the call. Your team was dead. You shouldn't have gone in and fought. Like, okay, you picked the Ana, but she's gonna get back before you now because you died after her, you know? And so their team's gonna have the full 6.
I think we need a rank up. Really good.
Once again, Hog, when you're looking directly at them, they're gonna dodge your hook. You need to be kind of unpredictable. You need to throw it out right, like, the instant that you see them or their hook range, or when they're not paying attention or something like that. Because that Pharah is going to dodge that hook with their left shift. People have gotten too good at predicting Hogs and their hooks and stuff like that, for you to stare directly at someone. See, like that. Like, that's just counterplay, and it's because she knew what you were going to do. Could have hooked D.Va there. That's a bit of a sloppy hook.
Let's attack the objective. Let's attack the objective.
What the fuck? Kill the Pharah! Kill the Pharah! Focus the Pharah! She's so exposed! Whenever you hear that ult, she should die instantly. You ended up fragging, but still, you got lucky that Pharah should have killed you. So now, what you do is you sit over here, in this corner, right here, and you go out and you look for the hooks. Hooks on people on the bridge, yeah. Yeah. And you don't look for hooks here because there's no way that... Okay, that's awkward. Managed to land the hook because he's bad. You have to be unpredictable as Hog. Otherwise people are just gonna counter you. You have to be willing to flank and stuff like that. Nice. That's really good. That's really, really good. I think it's so cheap how a Hog can do that. Fragging out now. Look for hooks here, yeah. Peek out, line up the hook, throw it. Watch Moon Moon, by the way, if you want to learn really high level hog play. It's really entertaining. And a really good hog player. Or agilities. He plays more Genji though. See? Like she didn't know you were there. Nice. And you managed to pick the Ana. That's a really, really good hook. That's a fantastic hook. That's a round winning hook is what that is. You know you should have reloaded there instead of beating her to death. You did well on Hog. I think you need to think about positioning in terms of positioning your hooks to be more likely to be successful in that they're more unpredictable. Like if you see somebody, just instantly throw it out. Like just kind of train your brain to know like that's a hookable person and that would be a good hook and just throw it out there and don't give them time to react. Don't try to predict someone who's strafing because it's not going to work. They're just going to jump the other way. Don't be afraid to hook a diva. At least at the start of the fight. Don't hook a diva in the middle of the fight. Hook her at the start when you got a 6 people and you can all focus on the hook and get her out of her mech instantly. Otherwise it's just kind of wasted. That's just kind of a low percentage hook. Like, you're just kind of late to react there. Like, that's just kind of you needing to be faster.
Man's gotta have rules.
This McCree's pissing me off.
Push back, go up.
Like this is kind of you just throwing it. You just threw out 2 hooks that had no direction. Like you kind of tried to hook the Zarya, but that shit you knew that shit wasn't gonna land the instant that you threw it, and that was like I don't know, kind of chaotic. But maybe just practice your aim. Honestly. And knowing when the value hooks need to happen and it's like that's not necessarily a high value hook because it's not a high value hook because you know that Diva had boost because you hadn't seen her use it. It's a good hook if she hadn't used boost, but you ended up dying anyways. It's like it's doubly bad. You could have potentially hooked that Reaper out of, you know, Wraith form. Especially now that Hog doesn't have the 6-second cooldown. His hook is much less spammable, and you need to be more surgical with it. See, she wasn't expecting that. That's why it landed.
It's just regroup.
My ultimate is ready. Get in.
Like, you just threw it out the instant that you saw her,
Nanobizer.
and you kind of whipped onto her. That's a hook that you should have landed.
Ryan, you can't do it. Shield.
She still dies, but... That's just another, that's like a spam hook. And you never know what's gonna happen in that 8 seconds. And what you might need it for. That's also spam, but you just managed to hit the Zarya. You just threw it out.
I'm gonna roll it.
And I know there's people in there, but I think you need to be more precise. You need to know who you want to hook.
Hey.
I think you also need to work more with Ryan. I think you need to play with him more and try and win, you know, land hooks behind the Reinhardt. Rather than rushing in, try to play more for picks, you know? Don't ever whole hog a hammer down. All it's gonna do is knock people
I
away
mean, Reaper.
and make them impossible to kill. You could save people's life by doing that on the enemy team. Never whole hog a hammer down. You can whole hog a grab because it doesn't push them away, but never hammer down.
Ana sleep. Ana sleeping.
See? You didn't see that. You just ducked out of the corner, fucking hooked his ass, and then shot him. That's a good hog play. That's a stagger.
Okay.
That's a money hook. That's a spam hook.
They're going in, mate.
You could have hooked that diva, potentially.
Man, gotta have rules.
That's another just spam. That's just spam. That's gonna land sometimes. Wait, you're not actually, oh crap. Like, that's a good hook. That's one that, you know, you knew who you wanted to connect with. I think you got kind of lucky that you won this, in all honesty. Your team did really well.
Man, gotta have rules. Man's gotta have rules. I've got your back.
Like 48% hook accuracy is fine. I think you want to aim for north of 60 is what you want to aim for.
Yeah, just go with the Ryan then.
And you need to be more selective with your hooks. Like you need to throw out ones that you know you can land. That's a really good one, by the way. And it's because it saved your McCree. You know that though. And it was purposeful. It had purpose behind it. Holy shit. Seems like you didn't expect for that to actually land at the end of the day. That's a 1.0 moment. It's fine. That's good too. I'm fine with that hook, even though you missed it, because you're trying to capitalize on the hog being exposed, and it was landable. That's good too. Like, you can see that he wasn't expecting that hook to come out. You just kind of miss it, and that's kind of a mechanical thing, and mechanical things just come with time. Your hog just threw. He should have been able to. You shot him in the head. He just didn't shoot you in the head. He should have killed you there.
Shield, Ryan, shield.
Try and working on your animation cancels too. Like you can one-shot Zarya if you left click before. Like she could be dead right now. It's good, but like left click or right click and then hook, and you can get so much more damage down. That's actually really big. That's actually really, really big for you.
My ultimate.
Work on that.
Defend the objective.
Cause you can get some really fat combos down that does a shitload of damage.
I have your back.
And it can save you a lot of time too.
Come back, come back, come back.
That was another instance where even if you picked the Lucio, you probably were gonna die. I mean, Anna saved you, so I guess that's good. But like,
I'll go with Soldier.
you could have died there. And even if you had killed Lucio, then he would have gotten back much earlier because he's Lucio and he's so fast now. Like, that's an instance where you can. It's a really good hook. You predicted the roll. Oh, that's not a reload. And you're beating her to death again. Rip.
I've got your back. I'm with you.
Like, you always want to be paying attention to ammo count too. That's always really important.
My ultimate is ready. Saddle up. Let's move up
I
here.
think now that they know where you are, you should kind of move your angle. You're changing it slightly. It's pretty good.
They're pushing the last one. I can't see. Can't see that.
My ultimate is ready. Saddle up.
It's fine, just fall back in the big group.
Saddle up.
Ryan, can you shield me?
Dead eyes ready.
Just fall back in the big group, guys.
Group up here.
I'm coming back.
My ultimate is charging. Dead eyes ready.
Go together.
I hear you.
It's 5v5.
One sec, sorry. I was texting. So like, okay, let's see what happens here. You die, and then you're coming back, and then it's a hog 1v1.
My ultimate is ready. Saddle up.
It's fine, just fall back in the big group.
Saddle up.
Ryan, can you shield me?
Dead eyes ready.
Just fall back in the big group, guys.
Group up here.
So you're kind of going for a flank, and I like that call as hog. I always like a flank as hog. Not all the time. Don't become the hog that can be predictable when it comes to flank, but you know, just like do it sometimes. So I mean, you trade at the end of the day, so I guess that's good. It's not that big of a deal, but like,
Soldier up.
I think those hook on the soldier was fine. He reacted really well. And now your team is just going hard carry. Your McCree is insane. And now you win. So, that hog should have killed you without, you know, dying himself. For some reason, he's not aiming that at the head, and you are. So you're managing to get a second shot off, which kills him, but things for you to work on right now. Just landing more hooks, which obviously you know, but that means, you know, not just aim, but being kind of like unpredictable with your hooks and making it hard for teams, the enemy to dodge them and that kind of thing. Just making hooking almost instinctive and seeing, you know, that's a high priority target that I could hook right now, and I'm gonna just throw it out there without thinking, because if I think and I doubt myself, that gives them time to react. On top of that, things that you can work on mechanically is your animation cancel. Try to get a right click in before, you know, you hook a tank to really get that fat damage down. Getting those combos down, maybe getting that melee in after, because right now you're just hooking and left clicking, and that's fine, but you can do so much more. Okay, so yeah, work on that. I hope this was kind of helpful. Yeah, keep me updated. Keep sending me VODs. I appreciate it, my dude. Take it easy.